Oh yeah! Cream of the crop! Devil Dog Gaming! Step into it!
Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another video game review. Like I said, I appreciate it when I receive these games, and I promise each and every one of you, if you send me a game, I will do a review on it, no matter what. And this is a digital download game that has finally been released on PlayStation 4 that was originally released quite a long time ago on PC, followed up by a Nintendo Switch version, and this review is going to be based off of the PS4 version. It's out right now, so if you want to go to the PlayStation Store and actually check it out, be my guest. But here is my review for Dark Quest 2. Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another game review. This time I'm reviewing Dark Quest 2. It was published and developed by Brain Seal Entertainment, and I want to give a big shout out for the fact that they provided me with a digital copy to do this review. So thank you, Brain Seal Entertainment, for the game to actually do this review. It was originally released on PC quite a long time ago, about a year or so ago, and then it was released on February 27th of 2019 on the Nintendo Switch, and it just now received a PS4 release on April 16th of 2019. It is a turn-based isometric RPG that is heavily inspired by the famous Milton Bradley board game Hero Quest, where it's really neat with the turn-based hand-drawn graphics, and you go around as a group of heroes exploring each dungeon map, fighting monsters, avoiding traps, and collecting loot as you progress deeper and deeper into the evil sorcerer's castle in hopes to defeat all of his minions and take down the sorcerer once and for all. The game consists of having 6 different playable heroes, each with their own special attacks and abilities that can be upgraded along the way. Some of them are the Barbarian, the Wizard, the Dwarf, and the Healer Knight, and the other 2 can be unlocked as you progress through the game. Now, favorite for me has to be the Barbarian, because each one will normally have their normal attack and a special attack that you can also go upgrade with different passive and active abilities that you can upgrade in between each dungeon that you do back at the main base, which is this town. And I really kind of like the aspects of it because some of the levels will only allow a certain amount of characters to progress through it. Some will only allow 1 character, others 2 and 3 and 4 at a time. Now, as you go through this and these different levels, it's got this RPG style dice roll system that you never really see, that's pretty much under the hood, that decides what everything does. Everything, if you hit and miss an enemy, the amount of damage that they take, the amount of damage you take, etc. For just about everything, like the classic dice roll idea behind it. And like I said, your characters have passive and active abilities that you'll unlock with these blue potions as you go through each of these dungeons. Now, the passive abilities are on all the time, while the active abilities, you'll normally have a limited amount of them that you can do in between each dungeon run that you have with each character. Like the axe attack throw from the Barbarian, you're limited to having that so many times, but certain passive abilities, like the Dwarf has this ability to spot traps, which is an active ability, actually a passive ability, that'll happen whenever you get close enough to them. And occasionally, if you get the right dice roll, if you unlock it, she'll do like a move where she'll like shoot arrows at an enemy and stuff like that. And in between each of these dungeons that you do and you complete, gathering loot, saving people, avoiding the traps, fighting bosses and stuff like that, you'll go back to the main central hub, which is this town, and be able to talk with several different characters to actually get different abilities unlocked, gear upgrades, new equipment, perks. If you go to this one lady, you can unlock new characters by going to the tavern. You can go to a wizard that'll help teach you new spells, which is basically the way you upgrade your magic in it. And then you can go to a shop to use it to buy new new potions and items like that. You can go to a merchant to sell any sort of stuff that you've gathered throughout your adventure, like gems, jewels, gold, equipment you don't need. Yeah, hands down, it's an interesting game, and it will take you anywhere from 5 to 7 hours to get through this game. It does also have drop in and out co-op, so if you have like certain levels where it has up to 4 different playable characters, you can have your friends drop in and drop out on the go. It doesn't seem to have any online though. It seems to be just local co-op, like on your system. Now, things I have also noticed that I'll have to point out is while it is a very fun game, it does have some minor flaws, including the fact that there's not really much spice to it. Now, what I mean by that is it's a good game, but it consists of rinse and repeat gameplay. You go through a dungeon, you defeat the dungeon. When you go out, you go to the town, you sell your stuff to get more gold in order to upgrade your characters, maybe buy some new gear, equip some items, and then you go back into another dungeon, and you just rinse and repeat. There's no real flavor to it. I mean, it's fun, but it's very repetitive, I've noticed. And I've noticed since this came out a long time ago on PC, they actually get a level editor. A really in-depth, really good level editor, while we on the Switch and the PS4 do not. We do not actually get that, which I kind of think in this day and age, on the Switch maybe, but a PS4, it's powerful enough. It would have been nice to actually have a level editor with it, with some online mode capabilities or something. But alas, it does not have that. Now, the other thing I've noticed is it seems like while you can be real strategic with your ability of going around and fighting these enemies, the enemies will always seem to attack the closest player to them. So, like, if you have a guy that has only got one health bar left, one little cube, it's kind of wise to switch to him and have him move away from the enemies and make sure your other characters are closer, so that way the enemies will go for them and attack them instead of you. So it does lead to some strategy, but at the same time, if you really think in a real world scenario, you're going to go and take down the guy who's the weakest, who's about to die, to eliminate him. Now, if you have any of your characters die in the dungeons, you can continue on and complete the dungeons, and you do have some abilities as you progress through, like if you want to pay down enough gold, you can resurrect them, and some of your other characters that you play as actually have healing abilities, like the Healer Knight naturally is basically going to be your healer. The Barbarian is your tank. The Dwarf, he's kind of a tanky kind of guy too. The Wizard is super, super weak, but super powerful when it comes down to the spells. One other thing I got to point out is the gear that you can actually buy from the shop in the town. A lot of the times you can only use it on one character. It'll specifically say, hey, you can use it for like the warrior or the dwarf, but once you pick it for the warrior, you can't like swap it over to the dwarf when you get something better, which I found to be kind of a disappointment. I kind of wish I would have known that before I had spent this time and money to get these items and weapons and stuff like that. But other than that, it's not that bad of a game. It's a lot cheaper on Steam. I think it's like, $6 on Steam. I'm not sure how much it costs on the Switch, but I know the PS4 version is $14.99 if you bought it on the PlayStation Network. Hands down, I definitely once again got to give a huge shout out for Brain Seal Entertainment for providing me with a copy of this game to do my review. And in the end, I would have to say it is a nice game. I like it. It's definitely a good, turn-based RPG. And I like several aspects of it, especially the animation and the hand-drawn art is really well done. I really love the overall abilities and each character has. I mean, it really adds a lot of versatility to thinking of how to get through these dungeons. But the one thing I would have to say is I think for the overall size of the game, the price is too high. This should be like, similar to the PC version's price. This should be about like, $7, $8, maybe $10 max. I don't think this is a $15 game. And, it is fun, but considering that you can get it cheaper on Steam, and I think even Nintendo Switch might be a little cheaper. But in the end, if you're itching for a good old style classic dice rolling isometric RPG. This really does fit the bill, considering, like I said, you're going to about a 7-hour amount of content in it. And in the end, it is a decent game. I like it. It's fun. There's just, like I said, a couple things I wish they might have worked on, adding a little bit of variety to it. I mean, yeah, as you go through these dungeons, there's certain areas where you can get to that have treasure to it, where it's just a whole room of treasure, collecting gold, collecting gems, and other equipment you can sell and go back and upgrade. But, other than that, and some of the boss battles being a pretty decent challenge, but like I said, it all comes down to the role of the old RPG style, the dice gods, so to say, whether or not if you're going to get that lucky roll to help you get through these boss battles. In the end, it is a nice game. It is a decent version, but I think until there's a sale on it, I would say pass on this unless you're really, really looking forward to this game finally being on PS4. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. Once again, I want to give a big shout out for Brain Steel Entertainment for providing me a copy of this game to do this review. And in the end, I would have to say it's a fun game. I just think for the price and the length, it's still a little bit too much in the price department. Wait for a sale to pick it up unless you're really looking forward to playing this game. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog, and thank you for watching this video. Please leave in the comments below if you want to play this game. If you played it on some other system and you think it's good, what are your personal feelings on these isometric tile-based RPG style games? And remember, I always end my videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember people, the devil is in the details. Peace out.